What's up, guys? It's KD back again for another episode of Reverse Holographic Video Series. Today's video is going to be kind of short. I'm just going to show you guys how I got this natal chart that I've been showing in my previous videos for this week and how you can find it on your own and read it for yourself. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to briefly glance over the method to producing your chart, and then I will go over each part of the chart and talk a little bit about what they mean. So let's get into it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is Google a natal chart calculator. Once again, I will be using astro.com in order to do this. So you want to go to the horoscopes menu at the top located here. Scroll down to the bottom where you see the natal chart option. You want to click on the natal chart ascendant option. Next, you are going to want to enter your birth information, including your time of birth used to calculate your moon sign, and your birth town, being sure not to use the whole world option, which is used to read the sky on holidays and events. Now, you want to click the continue button, and this is what you should see. This chart consists of 5 different components. First, let's look at the actual wheel part. The wheel is broken down into 12 sections representing the zodiac houses. The planets are placed in each section according to where they are when I was born. Each planet is represented by its alchemical symbol. What you see here with these lines are angles at which my planets interact, also known as your planetary aspects. We could talk about that in further detail, but for now I will just explain that you have a square, conjunct, trine, sextile, opposition, etc. These are relationships between the planets that you can look up to identify how they influence one another. I will give you all an example that I pulled from cafeastrology.com. The example I'm going to give to you is Sun conjunct Mercury. The reason why I chose this is because most everyone has Sun conjunct Mercury because Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun. And what conjunct means is that these two planets or heavenly bodies are 0 degrees or at least or near 0 degrees to one another. So when you look at it on the map, on that chart, the natal chart, you will see that the Sun and Mercury are always right beside one another. So here's the example that they have on Cafe Astrology. Because the ego and the mind are aligned, people with Sun conjunct Mercury possess much mental energy. They are always in a position to think about what they want, and in many ways this is an interruption of the will. Mercury brings definition to whatever it contacts, and when aligned with the Sun, the natives apply logic and definition to the will, and the will generally works better when it is allowed to just be rather than be analyzed. So I'll stop right there and we'll move back to how to read the natal chart. But if you guys are interested in more of this, like I said, you can find more about the aspects on websites like cafeastrology.com. Okay, next on the chart, we have a little table of your planets and signs in words, just in case you still find it difficult to read the wheel. You can come to this section like a cheat sheet for your astrology. This also shows you the degree of where your planets are placed on the map of the sky in your natal chart. So next up, we have a chart of dominant elements and dominant modes. Of course, the FAEW stands for fire, air, water, and earth, and representing the elemental properties of each sign. We can talk about how to calculate them tomorrow if you like. At the top of the chart, the CFM stands for cardinal, fixed, and mutable, which are the 3 modes in which each sign belongs to. There are 4 of each mode in all 12 signs. We can include this in our dominant element video as well if you so choose. Finally, we have the chart that explains the lines on the wheel chart. Each planet is represented in both columns and rows, and if you want to know the relationship between them, you can just follow the chart to the point where they meet. And there may be a symbol there that explains the angle in which they were formed, such as trine and conjuncted, etc. Those aspects that we spoke about. And they can be translated to explain more about your individual personality. So, I think that's gonna be it. But before I go, I just wanted to let you guys know that this may open up more questions for you all than I've been able to answer. But please be mindful that some topics need to be explained on their own, so that we don't get ahead of ourselves and get confused. But everything I mentioned today can be located online or at the library for anyone who is interested. If you guys have any questions or requests on the next episode or the topics for next week, then just hit me up on IG at reverse_holographic and send me a DM, or just leave me some comments here on IG or here on YouTube, whichever one you prefer. So thanks, Truth Seekers. I will catch you all later. Goodbye.